In this video, we're going to be talking about the benefits of quitting
dabs.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode here at Sobriety University. On this channel, we talk about addiction and recovery related topics. My name is Joel, and in this video, we're going to be talking about 4 benefits of quitting dabbing. So as you guys may know, I've talked a lot about this channel on weed. And what's crazy is that I completely forgot that concentrates, dabs, oil was all a part of my using experience. I don't know why I did forget that, but it just came up recently. And so I thought it was a great time to start talking about it because when I was using heavily, I was smoking a lot of dabs, a lot of concentrates. I was selling wax. It was kind of, it was a whole ordeal. And it basically what happened was I couldn't get high anymore because I just like maxed out my getting high levels. For any of you don't know what dabs are, it's a concentrate. So it's, let's say weed is about 10 to 20% THC, probably a little higher now. Dabs can be 70%, 80%, 100%. And it's like a little glob of like goo, and you put it on like a little stick, and you take a blowtorch and you heat up like an iron nail, or you can do like a glass nail, one of the two. And you have like a little mini bong. It's called a rig. So it's like you got your big bongs, right? You know, what most people think of when they think smoking weed is like ripping a bong. Well, this is like a very small bong. It's like got like a tiny little spout. It just helps filter it better. I don't know the whole reason behind it. It's pretty fun though, anyway. So you heat up the nail with a blowtorch till it's red hot, let it cool down a little bit, then you put the little glob of goop onto the nail, and then just like, it just sizzles, and then you inhale it, and it just gets you so high. The first time I smoked a dab, actually I didn't get too high, but the second time I did, I remember I just took a huge ripper, like it was like a bong, and I just was like, it was another dimension. I got the tunnel vision, and it was sick. But however, it did lead down a path of wanting that high over and over, chasing the dragon. By the end of my using days, I could not get high anymore. It was, even when I was smoking the dabs, it was just like, there's no chemicals left in the brain, no dopamine. I was just like, blah, just a zombie. The first benefit of quitting dabs is that you can kind of get high again. And now this might be like, dude, what are you talking about? You can get high again. This isn't a good message to promote. Well, I think in the grand scheme of quitting weed, it can be helpful to, and this is what I did, it can be helpful to kind of wean down. So I think the whole cold, like just quit for good, never touch it again, can be a little much for a lot of people. It was for me, it was a bit traumatic. So what I did was I stopped the dabbing and I went back to smoking weed and I kind of de-escalated my using. So again, like I said, because I was getting so high, after I started switching to weed, it was like way less intense. So I was able to function a little better. I was able to start seeing things a little clearer, and it was my way of weaning off. So for example, if you're starting to work out, you don't just work out every single day and get rid and just completely change your diet. Usually you have a cheat meal like once a week. And so we kind of be that cheat meal from the dabbing experience. And what I found was that once I was on weed only, it was a lot easier to quit for good than had I just quit from the state of being high on dabs all the time. The second benefit of quitting dabs is that you don't get so fucked up. I know a lot of people that used to smoke that couldn't do dabs because it was just too much. I know a lot of people as well that only did dabs because it was too much and it was awesome. I was one of those people. Again, I was getting so fucked up every day that it was no wonder my life was just kind of a mess, is because I was basically just partying with weed 24/7. And once I stopped doing that, I was able to kind of come back into reality a little more. I was able to start to, make some plans, make some steps towards quitting weed for good, have that mental bandwidth back. I recently made a video about how to quit marijuana today. I'm gonna link that below. And one of those tips is setting a game plan. And when I was fucked up on dabs 24/7, I could not make a game plan. I could not think. I just was high as hell, and all I could do was play video games or watch movies or something. I just had no energy to actually do anything. And once I stopped partying so hard, I could start to focus on what really mattered in my life and kind of some of my long-term goals. So the third benefit of quitting dabbing is that you can begin to have relationships again. You can begin to interact with people again. So this is something like, this kind of goes into number 2, where because I was so fucked up, I could not talk to anyone. I could not go see family. I could not go see friends. And once I started to quit the dabbing, I could actually like, sit down with somebody and maybe go out to dinner. I could go see the folks and like have a conversation with them. And so that was a big one where I could actually start to function again. Now, depending on where you are in your journey, that might not be possible. There still might be some stuff you have to go through with quitting actually weed before you can start to do some of that. However, I found it was a nice transition back into the real world where I could start to, again, see the folks again, have conversation. And that made me want to even quit even more because I knew that, oh, this feels really good to actually like sit down with somebody and catch up and have a conversation. I want to do this. I want this to be my life, not just sitting on my couch smoking weed. And so it was kind of like the Matrix, where once I saw this better life, there was no way I was going to go back to the old one. So it really, in a sense, helped me quit weed for good by being able to see what my life could be like on a regular basis versus the old, where I was just getting fucked up all the time. So the last benefit here is going to be that it helps with depression. Maybe, how does it help with depression? Interesting. Well, because I was so high all the time, and like I said earlier, I had no chemicals left. I had no dopamine, I had no serotonin. It was all used up. It was just zapped because I was just blasting my neurotransmitters 24/7. And so what I found was that when I was smoking dabs a lot, I was pretty unhappy. I didn't have much motivation to go do anything, go work out, and I basically just kind of became a potato. Potatoes are not a happy, no, I'm just kidding. I know that I was not a happy potato, and I really wanted joy and peace in my life, and I could not figure out why I was unhappy. And lo and behold, it was because I was smoking so much damn weed. And so once I stopped doing that, I would have glimpses throughout the day of where I'd be happy again, where I'd experience joy. And I was like, oh yeah, this is what it feels like. Oh my gosh. And of course, correlation doesn't equal causation. However, as soon as I stopped smoking dabs, I started to feel a little better. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe these two go hand in hand. And so that also led me to continue the path of quitting weed. So guys, comment down below if you're a big dabber, if you're a big concentrate lover, and let us know how you quit dabbing, because I know a lot of people would like to know. I'm looking forward to talking more about dabs in the future. And with that, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Dabs.